A dimly lit private jet hangar. The camera zooms in on a sleek $20 million aircraft gleaming under floodlights. He told her, "I'll give you the plane if you can fly it." Laughter echoed through the hangar, cruel and sharp. What none of them knew was that this 62-year-old Black woman was about to turn their arrogance into the biggest mistake of their lives. Deborah Williams enters the hangar in a worn coat, clutching a plastic bag, her eyes fixed on the jet. Deborah Williams stood quietly, her calloused hands gripping a worn grocery bag. She didn't look like she belonged in a room full of millionaires. Around her, men in Rolex watches, women in diamond necklaces. All eyes locked on the $20 million Cessna Citation X Plus dot and on her. Thomas Whitmore, heir to an oil empire, smirked. His voice cut through the air like a knife. "Look at her. Lost, aren't you? People like that don't belong here." Laughter followed, bouncing off the metal walls. The rich and powerful treating her like a sideshow. But Deborah didn't flinch. She studied the cockpit with the quiet intensity of someone who saw more than glass and steel. She whispered two words that no one expected. 47 years. Flashback montage. Deborah at 17. The only Black woman in 1970s flight academy. Struggling, mocked, yet determined. 47 years. Flying. The hangar fell silent for a moment. Then the laughter grew louder. Whitmore doubled over, clutching his stomach. Flying? What buses? But Deborah's calm only deepened. Her voice steady. "You said if I can fly this plane, you'll give it to me." "I accept." Gasps. Cameras lifted. Phones began recording. This wasn't entertainment anymore. This was a challenge. Whitmore scoffed. "When you fail, you'll get on your knees in front of everyone here and admit people like you don't belong in our world." Deborah's answer was simple. "Deal." She begins walking around the jet, checking the tires, touching the fuselage with practiced hands. Control surfaces free and correct. Air intakes clear. She muttered. Every movement automatic, precise. Not the curiosity of a stranger. The muscle memory of a veteran pilot. Murmurs spread among the crowd. Unease crept into their faces. Even Jennifer, the saleswoman, whispered, She moves like a real pilot." Deborah climbs the cockpit ladder, her figure silhouetted against the hangar lights. Engines begin to hum. Inside, her fingers flew over the controls. Smooth, confident. Control tower. Citation 907 Alpha requesting clearance for taxi and takeoff. Demonstration flight 15 minutes. The radio crackled. Citation 907 Alpha. Clearance granted. "Welcome back, Captain Williams." The words detonated like a bomb. Captain Jennifer gasped. Richard dropped his phone. Marcus whispered, She's a legend." Jennifer pulled up her laptop. Her voice shook. "Captain Deborah Williams, first Black woman to command international flights in the U.S. 35,000 flight hours. Decorated for saving 243 lives in 1998. Retired chief instructor." The hangar froze. The very woman they mocked was a pioneer. Whitmore's face drained of color. Wait, stop this." He screamed into the radio, but it was too late. The engines roared. The jet glided forward. Smooth acceleration, then dash lift. The Citation soared into the night sky, graceful, powerful, unstoppable. For 15 breathtaking minutes, Deborah danced through the air, banking turns, simulated landings, maneuvers so flawless some guests cried. When the jet touched down like a feather on the runway, Thomas Whitmore was already on his knees. Not in triumph, in despair. Deborah steps down from the cockpit, calm, dignified. She walked up to Whitmore, held out the keys. Keep your plane. I never wanted it. What I wanted was for you to learn the cost of judging people by their appearance. Jennifer's eyes filled with tears. Captain Williams, we had no idea. Deborah smiled softly. And that's exactly the problem. 6 months later, the video had gone viral, 15 million views. Whitmore's empire crumbled. Contracts lost. Reputation destroyed. Meanwhile, Deborah became the face of a new aviation training center for underprivileged youth. Her name etched in history not for wealth, but for dignity. She often told her students, the best revenge is to live so fully that those who doubted you realize how small their own horizons were. Deborah, smiling with young student pilots around her, planes flying overhead. And that night, in a Miami hangar, one woman reminded the world, greatness has nothing to do with appearances. It lives in our character, our resilience, and the battles we've already won. What about you? Have you ever been underestimated only to prove everyone wrong? Tell us your story in the comments below, Dot. And don't forget subscribe for more stories where dignity always rises. Higher than prejudice.